Hi, this is Mrs. Dahman. The previous 3 lessons talk about individual skills of comparing characters, comparing settings, and describing events, and how you utilize those 3 separate components to get a big picture or an entire picture of a story as told by an author. Today we're going to practice combining those 3 skills, basically, or those three strategies, and we're going to read a story called Let's Play Lava, and then you'll independently answer the questions at the end. But the idea is that you're going to look at how you compare characters, and this questions in this response sheet sort of lead you in one direction or another. They'll ask you specifically, how does describing events influence this, or how does comparing settings work here, or what do you do to compare characters, so it'll lead you. You're not having to mentally combine them all, but the idea is to build those skills to get you practice on how you can use all 3 of those skills or strategies when you're doing this independently and not based on having a story and having a response to the story. But anytime you read fictional literature, that you can utilize those techniques basically to help you understand what the author is trying to tell or teach you within a story. All right, so this is first going to be the reader aloud of the article or the story, Let's Play Lava. And then at the end of it, I will read through the questions. I am not going to answer the questions with you. I want you to answer them, but I'm going to read them aloud so that you can follow along if you choose to. Or maybe pronunciation clarification, or maybe clarifying what a question is exactly asking. All right. Characters, setting, and events. Let's play lava. If you'd like to, please read along. This is also included within your lesson at the bottom of your screen, so you can see it as well. It was a cloudy day as best friends Phil Sanders and Daniel Horshaw played on the nearby playground. They gleefully swung from the monkey bars. "I bet I can swing across faster than you," Phil exclaimed. "No way! I'm way faster than you," Daniel shouted back. Phil grabbed the bars and swung across. He was fast, but Daniel had been a bit faster on his turn. "I need to warm up first," grumbled Phil, annoyed that he had lost. "Let's play lava now." Daniel happily agreed. The boys pretended that the ground was lava and they could only move around on the playground. To make it more exciting, they pretended that there was a monster lurking within the lava. The boys ran around the playground, swinging from the bars and going down the slides. As Daniel slid down the slide, he couldn't stop in time and had to shove his foot into the sand. He pretended to scream from the burning lava, but then something strange began to happen. The sand began to bubble. "Phil, what's going on?" Daniel yelled as he crawled his way back up the slide. The sand is bubbling like lava." "That's because we're playing lava. Duh," Phil said as he stretched across the top of the monkey bars with his face turned to the sky. "No, it's really bubbling. Look!" Daniel yelled. Phil groaned as he pulled himself up and turned to look, horrified at what he saw. The bubbling sand had turned red and lava-like. Just then, a lava glob monster appeared. The boys screamed as they ran to the highest section of the playground for safety. The glob monster stood tall as lava continuously poured down its sides. "How is that possible when we were just pretending?" Daniel whimpered. "I don't know, but we have to get out of here now," Phil replied. The boys walked down and tried to step off the lowest platform, but the lava monster appeared in front of them. It gurgled out lava, and the boys stepped back, terrified. "It won't be as easy as we thought," Daniel grumbled. "How are we supposed to leave?" "Maybe we should figure out what the monster can do," responded Phil. Daniel agreed with Phil's idea, so they set out for the first time. The boys ran frantically across the playground as the lava monster chased them. It went after Daniel first, but he was too fast, so the monster went after Phil. Phil screamed as he, unfortunately, got caught on the monkey bars. "Swing faster!" Daniel hysterically warned Phil. Phil swung as fast as he could, but the monster was getting closer. It reached him just as Phil hopped onto the platform on the other side. Phil scrambled away, watching the lava monster step away from the platform. "Daniel, I don't think the monster can touch dry land," Phil shouted and then sighed a deep breath of relief. The boys were happy that they had found the lava monster's weakness, but it didn't help their situation. Although the monster couldn't touch dry land, the kids couldn't touch the lava sand, and they were still stuck. Would they have to uncover another weakness? They would have to uncover another weakness. "What if we throw rocks at it? Maybe the monster will get annoyed and leave," Daniel suggested. They found some rocks scattered across the platforms, picked up several, and hurled them at the lava monster. The monster groaned as it tossed bits of lava back at the boys. They dodged the lava, but the platform wasn't so lucky. They watched as the lava burned through the wood. "I think we made it angrier," Phil screamed. The boys dropped their rocks and dodged more lava bits. The monster continued to throw them at Phil and Daniel, causing them to jump like monkeys. The platforms were getting harder to stand on, with dozens of missing, burned-off sections. Daniel swung across the monkey bars. He was about to land right in a large hole, but Phil pulled him to safety. "Thanks, Phil, you saved my life," Daniel sighed as the boys continued to escape the lava bits. If they didn't escape soon, there wouldn't be anything to stand on. It was growing darker and colder out, like a storm was brewing. Phil nearly fell off a slide as he scrambled back up. In the process, he accidentally spit on the ground. He was shocked to see the lava fizzle out where his spit had landed. "Daniel, spit on the lava!" he hollered at his friend, who was hopping around on a platform. Daniel obliged and was ecstatic when a small section of lava fizzled out. "You found its weakness, Phil," said Daniel. The boys spat at the lava as they jumped around. Although it was working, they didn't have nearly enough spit to dry out the lava monster. It gurgled out fresh lava whenever a section fizzled out. They knew the monster's weakness, but it would never want them to escape. With the playground quickly burning away, they would fall into the lava soon. Just then, something cold and wet dropped onto Phil's cheek. He glanced up as more drops hit his eyes. The drops were also hitting Daniel. The boys cackled when they realized that it had begun to rain. They glanced over at the lava monster as it shrieked. Lava fizzled out wherever raindrops landed. The sudden downpour caused large sections of lava to dry out. "The lava monster can't keep up with the rain," Phil exclaimed. Then they noticed a narrow path leading to the grassy ground. It was their escape route. The boys jumped onto the dried-out lava and ran down the path. The boys jumped onto the grass with heavy thuds as they watched the lava monster continue fizzling away. It turned to the boys with a shriek, darting at them. Phil and Daniel scrambled to their feet and ran from the park, refusing to look back at the monster. They had no idea how the lava monster was created, but they would investigate the park when it was safer. All right, so that's the story, and I'm going to read the questions next. But this is kind of a long story. It's about 2.5 pages if you consider the image or the picture of the boys playing on the play structure. And my suggestion would be go back and highlight. So when you read a question, go back and highlight the sections as indicated with your crayon on the page. Go back and highlight the sections that give you the answers to the questions that are being presented. For example, on the page, there's a crayon marked red and another crayon marked orange and another marked yellow. And so when you read the question, go back to the text and use that color crayon or any crayon or pencil or what have you to highlight that section so that you can double check that you're quoting or getting the right answer. So I'm going to read the questions and the responses now. Answer character settings and events. Answer the following questions. Underline the text evidence in the color indicated. Now, you're not required to do that, but I would highly recommend that you do it simply because it allows you to check yourself and make sure that your responses are in accordance with the questions being asked. Question number 1. What do Phil's actions show about him? A. Phil is realistic about things. B. Phil is anxious about new things. C. Phil is ingenious and comes up with new ideas. D. Phil is cowardly when faced with a new situation. What detail from the story helped you answer the question above? Question number 2. Read this sentence from the story. What if we throw rocks at it? Maybe the monster will get annoyed and leave, Daniel suggested. What does this sentence show you about Daniel? A. Daniel is willing to take a risk. B. Daniel is overly cautious about things. C. Daniel does not think his ideas through. And D. Daniel is practical and doesn't believe that the monster is real. Okay. Question number 3. Why is the setting of the story important to the plot? Now remember, the setting is where it takes place, and the plot is the theme or the main section or the main idea of the story. A. Daniel and Phil are worried about an impending storm. B. Daniel and Phil are being imaginative while playing at the playground. C. Daniel and Phil are scared when they are transported to a different planet with monsters. D. Daniel and Phil are worried that their teacher will catch them playing a dangerous game at school. Question number 4. Which detail below hints at a problem in the story? Let's play lava now. B. No way! I'm way faster than you, Daniel shouted back. C. He pretended to scream from the burning lava, but then something strange began to happen. D. It was a cloudy day as best friends Phil Sanders and Daniel Horshaw played on the nearby playground. Question number 5. Read the sentence from the story below. What if we throw rocks at it? Maybe the monster will get annoyed and leave, Daniel suggested. What happened as a result of Daniel's suggestion? Choose all that apply. So if all of those things happened, pick them all. If only some of them happened, pick the ones that did. Remember, you're looking for a result of Daniel's suggestion. A. Daniel and Phil defeat the lava monster. B. Daniel and Phil make the lava monster more angry. C. The lava monster starts throwing pieces of lava at the boys. D. Daniel and Phil startle the lava monster so that they can run away. Now remember, go back to the text and check which of those events actually happened, and you're to mark all that apply. Question 6. Describe 2 events that lead up to Daniel and Phil defeating the lava monster. Use at least 2 details from the story to support your answer. So you need 2 events that lead up to when they beat the lava monster, and you have to have at least 2 details from the story to support it. All right, thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed that story a little bit, or at least you enjoyed the make-believe, and good luck finishing it up.